Hi, and welcome to another episode of Everyday Encouragement. Today I want to look with you at how to not lose heart from 2 Corinthians 4, verse 16. We begin in verse 16. He says, "So we do not lose heart." We're really prone to losing heart, aren't we? We're prone to discouragement. Maybe you're losing employment, maybe you've lost investments, maybe you're feeling low because you're an extrovert, unlike me, and you love spending time with a ton of people, and now you can't. Discouragement can come for whatever reason, and it can weigh heavy upon us. Our trials will seek to bring us down, and we can begin to lose heart. But the gospel offers us hope. Paul says, we do not lose heart. Why? Second half of verse 16, he says, though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day. So the outer self here is who we are in this world. Maybe our bodies are wasting away, our jobs are wasting away, our success is wasting away. All these things can cause us to lose heart. But Paul says, although in some ways, in these ways, we are wasting away, we don't lose heart because our inner self is being renewed day by day. You see, Paul's main goal in life is to be renewed more and more every day into the image of God. His goal is not a healthy body, a good job, a stable economy, or anything else that belongs to what he calls the outer self. His main goal is to be like Jesus. And so he doesn't lose heart when the outer self is wasting away because his inner self is still being renewed day by day. And more than that, he understands how the wasting away of the outer self really increases the renewal of the inner self. He understands God's purposes in his suffering. He understands that our suffering actually increases the renewal of the inner man and also prepares for us a greater glory that is to come. In verse 17, he says, for this light momentary affliction is preparing for us an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. It's one of my favorite verses in the Bible. At first it tells us the same thing that Romans 8:18 tells us when Paul says, I consider these sufferings of this present time not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. Eternity with Christ will be so good for God's people that it will make today's sufferings look like nothing in comparison. They're going to look like light and momentary afflictions. But in 2 Corinthians 4:17, our text here, it actually gets even better than that. It says, not only is the future glory so much greater than our afflictions, but our afflictions, our sufferings are actually making the future glory brighter. He says they are preparing for us an eternal weight of glory. The word preparing here can mean to achieve, to accomplish, to bring about, to produce. So our suffering is not wasted. It is doing something, says Paul. As God uses it to grow our inner self into the likeness of Christ, it is causing our future glory in God's presence to become brighter and brighter and brighter. The idea here is now we suffer in this life for a little while, but the payoff in eternity is going to be totally worth it. And then he closes in verse 18. He says, as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, but the things that are unseen are eternal. And here's the takeaway for today. We should not look to what is seen. What kind of things are seen? Or our health is seen, our bank account is seen, our success in this world is seen, if people like us is seen. And if we focus on those things, we will lose heart. We will be discouraged because God did not design those things to satisfy our souls. They are transient. Health and money and success and being liked can be here one day and gone the next. If we've learned anything in this past few weeks is that things change quickly in this world. We can't look to those things. But we are to look to the things that are unseen. We are to look to God, seated on his throne, high and lifted up, ruling over the world sovereignly in such a way that every single detail of every event in the universe is working in such a way that every moment of your suffering, if you belong to Christ, is producing in you a greater Christ-likeness and will result in an eternal weight of glory beyond all comparison. So don't look to what is seen, because you're not going to find the hope there. Don't obsess over what God might be doing in this seen and transient world that we live in. Instead, listen to his unseen promises that we read in Scripture. Remember, he's doing in the unseen world all that your heart needs. He is making you more like Christ, and he's preparing for you an eternal weight of glory. So living according to what is unseen is called faith. And so may the Lord multiply this faith to his people during this season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.